gallery. Let's see. Okay, good. It shows us both. It's just loading to go into your page right now.
No worries.
Okay, it says live in your page.
All right. Hello, guys. It's Liz Blaschko and
Jess Markowitz.
Jess Markowitz on live, and we're going to be chatting about the compensation plan. So we're going to wait a few seconds to see if anybody pops on. Is that okay, Jess?
Yeah, that's fine. Let's see.
I'm trying to find a big one.
I actually have one already pulled that's big that I can share when I share the screen.
Okay.
So, yeah, I already have all that pulled up. Let me see, as long as I still. Okay. There it is. Okay.
Okay, you have one. Okay, cool.
I got one. Okay, so welcome everyone. Today's the 29th. Thank you, Liz, for inviting me onto your guys' awesome group page. You guys are doing amazing. You have such a huge fall season ahead of you guys, and this month has been so great already with the 10% off. Just remember that we still have 2 more days left, so don't like close up your days and think that this is, you know, you're done, because I can tell you that I can't even tell you how many times that I thought I was done for the month, and I just did some extra follow-up from people that I followed up with like earlier in the month or even a week before, and I just kind of said, hey, I'm closing out my last order. You know, are you sure there isn't anything I can get you, especially when we're going into a new season with new products and things are being taken away. I just kind of say, are you sure? And they're usually like, oh yeah, I've been meaning to contact you. And so they appreciate that extra follow-up. So definitely do that. You're not bugging them. You are simply making sure that you, they don't miss out on something like this, because if they don't sign up with the Scentsy Club, they are out of their satin sheets, their sweet pea vanilla, their white tea and cactus, their honeymoon hideaway. There's all these amazing scents that are like My Dear Watson, that are like skinny dipping, Lucky in Love, Havana Cabana, Bonfire Beach, Camu. These are all like really popular scents that people, if they know and they comprehend that they're going away, it's very likely you're going to get them on the Scentsy Club if you talk to them about it, or you're going to at least get that last minute order. So just had to do that quick plug real fast for August. But we're going to be talking about the compensation plan. So one thing about your awesome leader, Liz Blaschko, is she has a very amazing business mind. So it didn't take a lot for her to realize the potential of growing a team and, you know, really making sure that she knew it was available to her as far as a financial compensation plan, what she'd be compensated for doing specific actions. And so the beauty is you get compensated for your time and work and effort that you put into other people. Now, it is different. I have to be honest with you. It is different than, you know, going to a job, punching in and getting paid because you helped train your new associate at a job or secretary or whatever. There's not like a definite amount unless you take the bull by the horns and say, this is what I'm going to do and what I have control over, which we'll talk about what things in the compensation plan you have control over and the other things that you know, you as a team have to do, which is why you want to stay close knit with your team members that you bring on. You want to know what's going on with them, what their goals are, if they change, because they may start the business off like, I want to go gung-ho, and then life changes and they're like, I'm good with just being a hobbyist. Or the opposite. They may join, it might be one of you join with no intention to make it a business. And then all of a sudden, just things start flying. And that's really, I'm sure you've heard your Liz's story. She joined literally just for like, kind of take a little slowly but surely, let me get some money coming in. So when I'm ready, I will be able to stay home with my kids while they were their last years of high school. Well, the plan didn't work out that way. They laid her off. And like what, couple months, Liz? Like it wasn't very long.
No, well, I originally joined Grace Adele, and then
Yeah.
that on September 29th, and then October is when I joined Scentsy, because I joined in September. My last day at my work was the 31st of December.
Okay.
So it was like 3 months later that
So
I was
anybody
no
that knew-
longer,
Oh, sorry.
yeah, that I was no longer working. So luckily within that 3-month period, because I was just working the business just to, get some new customers and clients. And within that time period, without even realizing what I was doing, just simply by working the business, I had achieved, shooting star. And then I achieved the sensational start level 3, which was a total surprise to me that, that it happened that way.
So that's a story of a perfect testimony of when you dive in and you actually do the actions, amazing things can happen without you even realizing they're happening. Now, the cool thing I love about Liz's story is, one, she didn't exactly love the product when she joined. She wasn't like this like crazy bag lady. If you don't know what Grace Adele is, if you're newer, Grace Adele, we used to sell handbags and jewelry. And so that's what she started. And when she came to my launch party for my Grace Adele launch party, she told me flat out that she was not a bag person. But again, she had this business mind saying, wait a minute, just because I'm not a bag person doesn't mean every other chick that I know isn't. And
exactly. And that was definitely the case. Everyone I knew was very into purses and bags and jewelry. And I was never, my theory about a purse is don't pay money for a purse if you don't actually carry that amount in your purse.
Oh, that's a really cool strategy.
So like, yeah, like if you don't carry $150 in your purse all the time, there's no reason for you to own a $150 purse.
Wow, that's an awesome way to look at it. Learn something every day. I guess I'm doing good because I never carry around cash. But okay, Grace Adele, you guys are like, whoa, we're trying to bring you into understanding how things started off with Liz. So just a side note, the reason why Grace Adele didn't work out is because it's not a consumable product. It was a great product. We both fell in love with it. Even though she wasn't a bag person, she ended up acquiring a lot and jewelry, and so did I. But it wasn't a consumable product like Scentsy. And so when Scentsy realized, in order to keep up the quality of the product, that they have very high standards, their product has to be top of the line. It was getting too expensive to keep that quality up for the average person to buy these good quality bags. And they realized it wasn't consumable. So it would eventually become a burden to the consultant and the client for things to keep going. So they were like, okay, we had a good run with it. We're going to close it before it's we go downhill. It was still doing well. And we just kind of parted and shut it down nice and easy. So back to Scentsy. Scentsy was already she was building her business with Scentsy, and and I can share this with her. Scentsy's not exactly her favorite product in the world either. To this day, she thinks it's a good product. She knows that her clients love it. And so here's the thing, guys. A lot of people, if you talk to people that, if they tell you, oh, I don't like fragrance, or, I'm not really a person, that puts warmers in my house, or I don't use car stuff in my house. That's okay, because Liz is a good example of this, as well as our upline, Becca Levi. She doesn't do fragrance, and she's one of the highest paid consultants in the company. So I want you guys to start thinking about this. If you treat this business like a business, you will be paid like a business. And so just because, you don't consume the product like a fanatic, like most Scentsy consultants do, which is we call those smart shoppers. They join because they want to make a little bit of back from their consumption, which all of us should do that, right?
Can I just kind of kind of put a little ease on every, just because it's not like I don't go crazy over the product, but I do use the product. We obviously have a warmer behind me. I have 2 plugins in the same room. My kids all have warmers. My kids take warmers with them to college. So, and you know, every year I stock them up for the year or up until they run out or whatever. My mom uses it. So it's not that it's just that I'm not crazy in love with it, but I do consume the product. I use the counter cleaners. I use the air fresheners for our cars. My husband takes them to work. We do use the product, because if we didn't use this product, we'd probably be using another product to fragrance our home. So why not use from my own, my own store of sorts, right? So like Christmas, people get Scentsy, birthdays, people get Scentsy, so it's something that people buy anyways. When you go to the store, there's always, especially with the holidays, there's candles, there's everything fragrance, right? Pine, cinnamon, whatever. So that's, when you see people buying that stuff, those are the people that could be potential customers for you. So that's the way I see it. I don't see it because like, oh my gosh, I'm going to consume all this Scentsy myself. I see it because I know people will buy it. People love to have a fragrant home, car, office, whatever. You walk into your doctor's office, do they not, or do they have a plug-in on the wall, like a Glade plug-in on the wall in the restroom? They do, totally do. So it's something everybody uses and utilizes. So that's what the draw was for me as well.
Yeah. So you could be a Scentsy fanatic or somebody that is just smart with, if I'm going to buy fragrance for my house, why am I not just going to buy from my own store? And that's Liz's mindset, which is such a brilliant mindset. And so I'm just trying to open your mind up to the fact that you're going to meet people that say they don't use it in their home. But here's the thing, they use something that has fragrance. They clean their kitchen counters. They clean their bathrooms. So we have something for everyone in every area, whether they don't like it on their body or they don't like something constantly going in their house. There can be something that they can use that is fragrant because of Scentsy, but it's not something that's constantly on all the time. Because here's the thing, pretty much everything has a scent, whether it's a bleach scent and they clean their house, there's something that has fragrance in some way. It is impossible to take away fragrance from your house, whether it's the dog smell that you got that the dogs make, or just your own body's energy and sweat. You have a scent in your house, whether you realize it or not. And so does your future customers, current customers, potential consultants, all these people, they have a fragrance. And one thing I tell people is, whether you realize it or not, when people come in your house, there's a scent that they recognize that you don't. And so we have the choice to decide if that scent's going to be something good. Excuse me. Oh my gosh, that was embarrassing. Something good, or just the smell of your family. And so, you never want people to say like, oh gosh, your house smells like something weird, right? There's trash smell, there's the garbage disposal, there's the dirt that's in your carpets or whatever. It's all scent. So we want to talk about how you can maximize your Scentsy business, not just from your sales, because sales, obviously you need to get the product out there. You have to get the product in people's hands, because that's when they start to realize that they do enjoy using the product. And then hopefully a higher percentage of people fall in love with the product. And so selling the product, getting it in their hands is important. But even more important as far as growing a business is you have to break out of your circle of people that you see on a regular basis, that that you're close with, that you work with, that you are family members with. You start with your warm market, which is those people. You want to start with them. Why? Because you want to be able to say, look, people I don't know. So if you want to support me, which I hope you do, and it's very important to verbalize why they need to support you. If this is important to you and you want your business to grow, let them know that. Otherwise, they're going to treat it like the way they treat everybody else that sells direct sales. Oh, this is what she or he's doing for now. And they're going to think it's going to blow over and whatever. They're not really that serious because they've probably seen a couple dozen other people in their lives start a direct sales party planning business, start and then never finish. And they just trickle off and, oh yeah, I'm not doing that anymore. So they kind of assume you're going to do the same thing. I just want you to know that right now. People are expecting for you to fail, to not do good in this business. And as long as you know that already and have the intention of proving them wrong, it's going to be a very good surprise when you are still around in 6 months, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, whatever that may be. So being able to be real with your warm market, which is your friends, your family, your coworkers, your neighbors, your hair lady, your nail lady, you know, people you see on a regular basis, being able to be open with them and say, look, I need to break out of my warm market. You know, people I don't know. I'm going to mute you, Liz, because I'm getting a backdraft of mine just for now. So once they know, they have coworkers, they have neighbors, they have a nail person, a hair person, they have people that you don't know unless they introduced it to them. Now, how can they do that? The best way to do that is for them to do some type of a party for you. Now, the word party usually scares the you-know-what out of people, the bejeebies out of people, okay? So we want to talk about verbiage that is going to be a better way to introduce the party circumstance or whatever, the idea, okay? On location is a good verbiage. A gathering, you know, let's gather some of your friends and family, your coworkers, your, you know, neighbors together on a Saturday so I can bring my stuff over and we can smell together, we can try the new products together, and you can let me know, they can let me know because I don't know them, so they're going to be more likely more honest than you would with me about what they think about these products. And since I'm brand new, I need to know what the real opinions of random people are. So I need your people that I don't know that are going to generally be honest and say, I'm not a fan, and this is why. So then you can be educated on where the issue is. Now, here's the thing. Scentsy listens to their consultants. We have Idea Share on the workstation. If you go to a party or on location, gathering, whatever you want to call it, and they say, I don't like this bathroom cleaner because, you can go to the Idea Share and give them that feedback, and they're going to continue to better this product. They've been doing it for the 8 years I've been with Scentsy. It just keeps getting better. So that is how you're going to gain trust with these people, because you're telling them their opinion matters, okay? And what's that going to do? People do business with people they trust, they know, and then they respect. And you build respect by staying in business, okay? So if you are consistent in what you do and they see you continually trying to book parties, meet new people, and grow your team, they're going to say, you know what? This person means business. They really want to grow. So I want to support them, okay? So if you haven't written your list of 100 yet, do it. Because you will be surprised how many people you actually do know. And even think about your spouse's people they know. You may not necessarily be fond of your husband's, you know, best friend Joe that, you know, works with them and they go out and hang out every now and then. But guess what? Joe may know somebody that's going to help grow your business, or Joe may help grow your business. He may say, you know what? This is a great opportunity. I want in on this. So to understand all of that is going to help you understand why understanding the compensation plan is so vital for you to really truly experience and receive the potential of this business, okay? Because our business is built around people. you're in the business of people. And I always say human behavior, because you learn a lot about people's likes, dislikes, their ticks, their this, that, you know, all the things about them, like why they don't like certain scents and why, you know, what emotions they get from them, it brings back. Our business is so amazing because it creates emotion and memories. And that's why people get so attached to it, you guys. There's not any other product out there that brings such an emotional experience. So Liz and I always say we're like Santa Claus 12 months a year, because we bring the product that makes them feel a certain way. And they tend to continue to want that in their life. They want their house to feel like the emotion they got when they used to walk into grandma's house at Christmas time, or, you know, whatever it may be.
I unmuted myself. So yeah, for sure, it's definitely a connection with the product that people have, because it takes them to a time or a place, and it's a very welcoming product to have in your home as well. So it's not just something that, oh, it's going to fragrance your home, but when people walk in, they're like, oh, it's like a welcoming scent. Like I know people have Glade, or they have other plugins or stuff, but they're so strong and harsh that our product is more of a welcoming. It's smooth. It's not like a harsh scent that hits you all of a sudden, like, you know, it's like a bathroom scent, you know. So it's like, whoa. But yeah, I definitely agree with what Jess is saying. Know your customers, know what they like, and kind of understand what the product has to offer for your customers. Not so much what you're bringing, what you're going to make if you sell the product. So that, try not to have that be your full objective. Like for instance, this warmer that we're going to be selling September 1st, the Tim Burton warmer, the Nightmare Before Christmas warmer. It's amazing how many followers that movie has. So if you do not already have 3 or 4 pre-orders, then you're not advertising, because people will want it. People do want it. I haven't advertised for it at all till today, and I had already 6 pre-orders from my customers who've seen it on somebody else's page or something, said, but they want to buy it from me because I'm the one that gives them the customer service. So if and that's, you know, and that's me not even advertising. So if you don't even have a pre-order, then you need to reach out to your customers, because someone out of the 20, 30, 10, 15, 5 customers you have will want it. Want it for sure. So it's just a matter of, you know, knowing that and getting the word out. So do we want to go over the compensation plan?
Yeah, and the thing is though, but the compensation plan doesn't matter if you don't know why people are going to want to be a part of it. So right. I start with that. I will have to have you mute though if I start on that, because there's a feedback from your phone, your computer when I talk. I don't know why, but it does. Okay, so just basically to close up that, what I was talking about is that we have to understand that we have a product that people want and even need in their lives, because it creates a great emotion. So the confidence in your product and your business, your company, is very important. Because then if you believe in it, you're going to have more courage and confidence to share it with people. And the best way to share the business is to share the actual business, the opportunity that they can get the product because it's great. They can get it for free and half off. And then they also get to get commission off of whatever they sell to other people and our own purchases if we purchase retail. Now, if you are a smart consultant, you will make sure that you never pay for Scentsy retail ever again. You will either have your own parties and get it free and half off, or you just always get it free, because when you do create your own parties, you have clients and they're reordering that don't know each other, you put those orders into one order and you build a party, and you are the hostess. So you get the free stuff, you get the half off stuff. If you don't want to spend half off, buy a light bulb, get for $1 and stock up on your light bulbs, because light bulbs are things that you always want to be asking when you are placing an order. You want to make sure, do you have a spare light bulb on hand? Because you don't want to end up having to go 20-minute drive to get a light bulb later on for somebody. So make sure that's something that you get in the habit of doing, is always asking, do you need any light bulbs? Okay, let's get into the compensation plan. You believe in your company, because let me tell you, and Liz will verify this, that the owners love you. They want your success. Their mission is for you to be successful and to be able to create a lifestyle with your Scentsy business. They always make things right. We're about to do this, this Nightmare Before Christmas warmer. There's going to be chaos. It's going to sell out probably in the first hour. And Scentsy has a plan to do whatever they can to make sure that everybody's orders get fulfilled in some way. They'll figure it out. They've done it. And the time that Liz has been with Scentsy and myself, things like sellouts and stuff, and they just do amazing things. I'm not going to say what they're going to do this time, because it may be something different, but they always make it right. So that's another reason why you should believe in your company. People are not going to believe in your products and your company if you don't. So ask yourself, do I truly, am I all in with this company? Do I know that they got my back? They know they're going to make it right when something goes wrong? Because it will. It's a business. Things go wrong. So if the people that are watching you and you are introducing this business to, see that you think the world of your products and your company, then they're going to have more courage and confidence as well to try it out. Because that's pretty much what we're all doing, guys, is we're all trying it out, seeing if it's for us. It can be for everyone, but it's not. But the only way they're going to know is if they actually try it out. So if you're having issues with somebody that's kind of like on the fence, I don't know if it's for me, I'm not a salesperson, all those things you hear, you need to give them oh yeah, Liz, she definitely wasn't a salesperson, and she still isn't a salesperson. She just loves to share and make people happy. So she provides the product, and that makes her a good businesswoman. Okay. So I don't like to call myself a salesperson either, because I'm not like one of those upsellers. Like, I'm not like, ooh, do you want this? And oh, we have this. And just like, I could be a better salesperson, but I've made it to the top of the company without being a good salesperson. So you can too. If you have sales skills, it's just going to make your business even easier. I'm just telling you that. So if you have that skill, just pat yourself on the back, but you don't need it to be successful. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen so you guys can see the compensation plan. And we're going to start out where everything, okay. So here is my, I'm going to erase this. So, okay. Can you see this good, Liz? Okay. All right. So when you first start out, you automatically are at 20% as an essential consultant. Okay. That is your title when you're first brand new and you've sold less than $1,000. Now, so basically if you joined today, let's say, and you sold a 6-pack of bars. Now, regularly they're 30, but because it's August, they're 10% off. So say $27. You're going to get 20% of $27 back automatically. That's your commission. Okay. Now, the reason why when you first start or your new team member starts, why it's so important for us to encourage them to strive to hit that 500 in the first 15 days is for several reasons. One is because it's half of their first goal to promote in the company. So you see this little star right here? This means lifetime personal retail volume must be attained before rank advancement. So 1,000 is lifetime, meaning it's a cumulative. You can sell it in your first day. You can sell it in 6 months, whatever it takes you to accumulatively sell $1,000. That's when you will certify. But if you are striving to hit 500 in your first 15 days, you're halfway there. Okay. Now, where does this $500 come from? There's everything in Scentsy is very specific. It's strategy, it's proven statistics, and it works. So 500 is the average order that goes in with 8 to 10 people ordering. So at your launch party, minimum, you should be striving to get at least 8 to 10 people there, because that is the amount of people that are going to get you to your at least half of your goal. Now, obviously, if more people come, you want to ask your warm market that are coming to your launch party to bring a friend, bring their mom, bring their neighbor, bring their friend from work, because that's going to double your chances to hit your all-time goal at this point in your business. So you can bump up to 25% and just skip the 20% and go right to 25%. Now, if you only achieved the 500 in your party, which is absolutely fine, it's still a great achievement to make. I want you guys to see, because I'm a visual person, you may be as well. So I'm going to pull this up right here. If you hit 500 and say this is your first month, so you're still at 20, you're automatically going to get your kit money back. So the investment that you made, you can make back in your very first party. And then everything else from there on is all profit. So that is another reason why we want our new team members to hit their 500 in the first 15 days, because let's just say they joined on the 1st, okay? The September 1st is the perfect time for people that have been interested to join, because it's the launch of a brand new catalog. Okay, so you start fresh, brand new catalog, and then if they hit their goal in their first 15 days, which is 500, they have the rest of the month to get another 500 in or more. Obviously, you don't want to just stop, and start making money their very first month. Okay, so they have a paycheck that they've not only paid themselves back for the investment, but they're making a profit the very first month. And here's another thing. When especially people that have never really been in this kind of a business, we need to be able to build their confidence. And the confidence is going to come from hitting their goals. If Scentsy says strive for 500 and they hit it, bam, they get a certificate and a little charm from Scentsy saying, way to go. And that's going to make them go, wow, I have no idea about direct sales and this product and this company or nothing, but I've already achieved like a goal. This is awesome. Here's something that a lot of people don't realize. In the real world, people don't get recognized for what they do. They're expected to do it. I gave you a paycheck. That's all. I may give you a cookie on Secretary's Day or something, but that's about it. So these recognition opportunities is something that people need and they don't even realize it. So do your best to explain to them why they want to achieve this. Okay. So once you've hit that $1,000, you're going to be 25%. So again, I'm bad at math on top of things, but then I am visual as well. So you've promoted to certified. That's a $250 paycheck. So you pay yourself back for your $100 in maybe $110 with shipping and tax or something. And then everything else is boom, your profit. So ask them, what would you do with $150 profit? Go ahead.
I just want to clarify that that's for the month, not when you reach that goal, you get that much back. So because I know you said when you put in your 500, I just want to clarify that that's on a monthly basis. If you do 500 a month, you get $100 back. If you do 1,000 a month, you get $250 back. That's not for just reaching that goal. Will you get that $250? I don't want people to get confused.
Oh, okay. I apologize. So yes, this is whatever you do in that month is whatever is going to be given back to you. So just like when you go to work at a normal job, whatever work you put in that month, you get paid for it. So yes, thank you for that clarification. I'm sorry. Sometimes things are like in the back of my mind, and I think I've made the clarification, or like people would understand. So I'm so glad. If anything doesn't seem clear, please do stop me and you know, and ask.
Well, I just wanted to clarify for those new consultants, because I didn't want them to assume that once they reach the 500, yes, once you reach 500 in your first 15 days, that's obviously within the month period. So you will get that $100 then. If you do reach your if you do reach certified within that first month that you're a consultant, within the first, not month that you, not 30 days, but if you sign up in September and you reach your 15 days on September 15, and you get $1,000 PRV by the 30th of September, yes, your paycheck will be $250, but not, you know, if you do 500 this month and 500 next month, will your check be $250?
Yes. So if you don't get your $1,000 until your second month, you'll be paid at that 20% until you've hit that accumulative 1,000. So the goal is to try to get you to 1,000 the first month. So you never get paid at 20%. You always get paid at 25. Now that is lifetime, but the only time that your commission that you personally bring in from your sales would not be 25 is when you get you hit over 2,000. You have the opportunity every month, whatever month that you sell 2,000 in, you would get another 5% bonus that month, and you'd be at 30%. So say let me just give you, this is the scenario of a brand new consultant joins on the 1st. They did their 500 for their launch party, and then they ended up doing another party or collecting orders and hit their 1,000 in September. So the scenario is a brand new consultant September 1st, and they hit 1,000, let's say at your launch party, and then maybe they booked a party at their launch party or two. And by the close of September, which was September 30th, say you hit 2,000 total sales, you would actually be paid 30% that month. So that's a $600 paycheck. So you get to decide what you want to be paid as far as commission in your sales. So that's the one thing I said earlier today, that there are certain things you can control and certain things you can't control in the business. You can control if you want a $600 paycheck every single month. If you want to strive for 2,000 every single month, you can guarantee that you will get a $600 paycheck. Now that's most people's car payments, maybe even in another bill. So if that inspires you, then 2,000 should absolutely be your goal. Now, where does 2,000 come from? A lot of people ask that question, why 2,000? It's because with $2,000 in sales, you've generally sold to at least 30 to 40 people, okay? And if you've spoken to 30 or 40 people about the products, about hosting, and about joining, you will add at least 1 to 2 people to your team every month. So if you're in this to grow a business, grow an income with Scentsy, that is what you should be striving for, because it's a numbers game. If you are talking to 30 to 40 people about placing an order, booking a party, but also the option of joining, out of 30 to 40 people, at least one person's going to say yes. So that is the ideal strategy and goal for every consultant that is in this business, to be paid like a business and to grow it to its highest potential. All right. Now that's what you could do as a solo independent consultant, okay, with your sales. You can either make your 25% on whatever you sell that month after you hit your lifetime, or you can strive to get your 30% each month and get at least a minimum of $600 and then if you did 4,000, you'd still get 30%. So you get even more of a commission checks. It's really up to you. But I will say, if you're selling that much product, you're gonna want to offer the opportunity, because it's going to be very hard to keep up with good customer care. There's a point in your business that you're going to need help. You're not going to be able to give good customer care and still have a life on the side of it. Okay. So, all right. So now you know what your potential is with just sales. selling the product. Now, when you move into our very first position as a leader, now it's called lead consultant. The reason why is because you have brought somebody on to your organization as your frontline, and that means you've sponsored them personally. They're called your frontline. And on your workstation, it's going to say a 0.1. I'm going to go ahead and just give you guys even a bigger visual. So I'm not going to really explain this because I don't want to go over your heads, but when I show you, you see on this level, if there's anybody on this training that is already have a team, level 1 is the people you've sponsored personally, okay? When you see a 2, that means somebody in your level 1 has sponsored a level 2, has sponsored somebody as well. When you see a level 3, that means this person has sponsored this person, and so on, okay? And so on. So these people are, other people are sponsoring, they're doing what you're doing. They're duplicating what you're doing, which is bringing people on to their front line, okay? That's just a quick visual. All right, so you now have a front line. That is the minimum that you need to have in order to promote to lead, but there are requirements, okay? You must have one active front line, okay? Just because they joined doesn't mean that you're gonna promote. They need to be active, which is a minimum of $200. Now, we're in an incentive, a fall incentive right now. Getting these people to become active and certified is going to benefit you to earn the fall incentive trip. The reason why you get points for getting these people active and certified is because you are helping them do the best practices for their business, okay? If your team does exactly what you do and strive for in the business, which is become certified as soon as possible, hit their shooting star, and hopefully sell at least $2,000, that is how your entire organization is going to grow. Your front line is going to grow an organization. Their front line is going to grow an organization. And in turn, you as the team leader is going to be compensated by sponsoring bonuses. Now, to become a lead consultant, you see how this says 500 all the way up to superstar director where I am? This is the minimum that all lead positions must sell in 1 month in order to be paid off of your sponsoring bonuses, okay? The reason why it doesn't change the higher you go up is because the higher you go up, the more people you're responsible for. So you're going to be doing things like what myself and Liz are doing right now, which is training you guys. This is not guaranteed income for us. It's potential income. As long as you understand your business and you do well, then we have the potential to actually make income off of you, and you have the same for your team members. So one thing I want you guys to just from the get-go, don't sit around and wonder and calculate and stress about what your upline's making off you, because it's very likely they're not making much unless you are literally going gangbusters and growing your business. It's the accumulative of a lot of people that is going to make a difference in their organization, my organization being your highest upline. So the first requirement is 500 in sales. So say your first month, you sold 500 because you hit your shooting star, and your friend that came to your launch party wants to join. She's like this, or he's like, this sounds like a really good opportunity. I want in on this. So they join, they become active because they do what you did, and they did their launch party within their first 15 days. Okay, so they became active. Now you went ahead and strived to get certified your first month. So you've sold over $500, you've sold 1,000. They've done, let's say 350 or 500, they hit their shooting star. So we've got a question here. Hold on a second. Let me see what it says. I'm here, just don't know what I did to my picture. Oh, I see. I'm like, what's going on? Okay, whoops. I just made that way too big. Okay. All right. So you can literally promote your very first month, you guys. I promoted straight to star. Okay, when I joined, I clicked join. I was an essential consultant, but I immediately started selling online. I sent my website to everybody I knew, text messaged it, emailed it, put it on Facebook, and I sold over $3,000 in my first month. And because I was offering the opportunity, I sponsored 4 people my first month. And that brought me all the way to star. Okay. But let's focus. So I'm just telling you, just because these are the first steps, it doesn't mean you have to stop at lead your first month. You could literally go gangbusters and do as high as you want to go. But these are the minimum requirements. So your friend Susan gets active. She hits her shooting star. So she sells 500. You've sold 1,000. That's 1,500 in PRV. Now, PRV means personal retail volume. I'm going to go ahead and go to the startup guide, which I really hope all of you, even if you're old, seasoned, you've looked at your startup guide. So personal retail volume, the point value of commissionables products you sell. PRV is a global point system converted to local currency using a peg rate. Now, we're in different countries, so it's the only way we can have a comparable and equal commissionable rate with the exchange rates of the different dollars. So it's a PRV point, okay? So your commission is, your PRV is 1,000. Your team members is 1,500. Now, let's go back to, you see this right here, it says 1,000. When you go up here, it says group wholesale volume. What is wholesale volume? All right, where are we at? Group wholesale volume, the sum of the personal wholesale volume, PWV, of all members in your group. Okay, that's your group wholesale volume. So how you calculate it, hold on a second. There's a spot that it actually breaks it down. I'm going to tell it to you, but I want you to also know where to look it up if you forget. Liz, do you see where it says wholesale? Why doesn't it say the 75%? Oh, here it is. Personal wholesale volume. It's 75% of personal.
Right there.
Yeah. Of personal retail volume. So 75%, let's say your $1,000 in sales, we're just going to say that. And then Susan, your new team member, hits her shooting star and hits 500. So that's $1,500 in PRV points together. You multiply it by 75%, and that's going to be 1,125. Okay. So you need 1,000 wholesale volume for you to promote to lead. You've done well over your 500. She's definitely active because she did 500. Now you've just qualified to become a lead consultant. You're going to get your 25% off of your personal retail volume, which is, let's say in this scenario, it's 1,000. Then what's so awesome is you now qualify to get a 2% commission off of your personal wholesale volume. So now you're going to say 1,000, that's your PRV, multiplied by 0.2. You're going to give yourself a $20 bonus off of your own sales. So now $20 is $20, guys. That's gas. That's whatever you want to do with it. It's $20, okay? Then you're going to get another 2% off of your essential or certified consultants. So as long as Susan doesn't go gangbusters on you and recruit like a crazy person and go straight to star consultant, you are going to get 2% off of her wholesale volume. So 500 times 0.02 is another $10. So now you just gave yourself a $30 bonus. Now, the reasons why I said as long as she doesn't go gangbusters is because if you look here, a lead consultant, if she promoted to lead as well, you don't get paid off of people that are your same title or above. So the goal is for you to always be striving to be one step ahead in at least title of your team members. So if she's about to promote to lead, you want to try to get one more person on board before the end of the month and get your 2,500 wholesale volume. So you can still, sell 2,000, which is going to, let's see, scenario wise, say you sold $2,000 and Susan sold 500, and you brought one more person on that was just active, we'll say. Okay, that's $2,700 times 0.75. Now you didn't quite make it with just that person being active. So this is another reason why we want every new person to strive to hit their shooting star. Because if both of them hit shooting star and you sold your 2,000 and then Susan got 500 and you sponsored Amy, that's 3,000 in PRV accumulative for everybody times 0.75 is still not enough. So we want to strive to have all of your team members strive for that 1,000 in the first month, or sponsor more than two people. That's what happened with me, guys, is that I was offering the opportunity to everybody I ran into, and I not only landed with over $3,000 in sales, but I had 4 people join, which got me well over my 2,500 in wholesale volume. Okay. Now, with me selling 3,000, I think it was like $3,400 I sold. So just that right there, plus getting them to shooting star, which they all hit their shooting star. Okay, so that's $5,400 in PRV times the 75. Now this is why I hit my star level. Okay, I had well over 2 people active, well over the wholesale volume, well over my sales. And guess what happens, guys? It bumped me up another 2% in commission on all of on my own personal wholesale volume, on their specific wholesale volume. And the cool thing is that I did have one person actually promote to lead that month. And so I was able to be paid off of 2%. So you guys, my first paycheck was $1,200 because of all of that. Because I made sure that I wasn't only following the structure, but I was teaching my team members that were joining to do the same structure as me, because I wanted them to be successful. I wanted them to have 25 to 30%. So, and them to grow a team as well. So now, as you see, as you go up the line, as you promote, your commission goes higher. So the goal should automatically always be at least to striving to become a director, because that is when you're going to maximize the most, the fastest. You're going to make sure that it doesn't matter who is on your team, what level they are, you're going to be paid on them, okay? That's where the goal should always be striving for. Because once you hit director, even if somebody hits star director, you still get paid off of them as long as you are making your director levels. So now obviously hitting your superstar director level is the ultimate goal, because then you, as you see, do you see how first generation director underneath you only makes 3%, and then the second gen bumps you up to 4%, and then your third generation director, you get the highest amount off of. The reason behind that is because that shows that these people are building directors, okay, and they're building their organization. So the idea of this compensation plan is giving more than taking, and making sure that as you go up the line, your team goes up the line with you. Now, it's not always going to happen that way. Not everybody's going to want to be a director. You will have people that stay at certified their entire career. That's all they want, is just to buy from themselves, sell. They want nothing to do with an income per se, a consistent income with Scentsy. You're going to have people that stop at certain levels. Now, statistically, the people that hit star consultant are the ones that end up going on to becoming these levels. Okay. And I am the perfect example, and so is Liz, that I hit star my first month, which is why I hit director 3 months later. Okay. Because I got to star so fast. That is the momentum you're building when you are teaching people to sponsor as well. You are going to then have levels down very fast. If I have my other frontline, but let's just say all these frontline, if I'm teaching all these people to sponsor as well, and they're doing the same thing, and they're doing the same thing, and they're doing the same thing, you're eventually going to be doubling, tripling, and quadrupling, and so on, your organization faster, than you can do by yourself. Okay. And then they are going to also be retrieving these amazing sponsoring bonuses and retrieving the same income potential that you have yourself. So when I said, don't be comparing and saying, oh, what's this chick making off me? What's this guy making off me? You could be doing the exact same thing, and people are going to be joining with you, and you're going to be making money off of them. So everybody is going to be compensated. Is the only reason why you should be, thinking about who's making off what is if you feel that you are not being supported by the people that are in your upline. Now, Liz and I are in your upline, and we both are here to support you, to understand how this business works, how you can maximize your potential and your commission structure. And so you could be as successful as you want. Now, here's the thing, guys. You can pass up your sponsor, your upline. Now, you can't pass me up as title because there is no other level, but you can grow a bigger organization than I have. You can make more money than I have. Absolutely. My sponsor was a star consultant when I joined. Okay. Within the month that I joined, because I bumped to star, that wholesale volume bumped her to superstar consultant. Okay. And then she was able to, because I kept growing my business month after month, she was able to hit the 10,000 wholesale volume because I hit the 10,000 wholesale volume, which bumped her to director. Her personal team without me, because once you become a director, you break off and you have your own team. And then you become, now let's focus on this group here and this team. Now, until you become a director, these two numbers are the same. That's why this is blank, because group and team are the exact same thing. When they break off is because team is anybody that doesn't have a director between you and that person. So let's use Liz and I as an example. Liz has a director title. And so she has her own team which is you guys, okay? And she has to make 2,000 in wholesale just with her own team, okay? And then with her group, if she had a director that broke off, so let's say, I'm going to throw a name out there that I know is on her team, Brenda Burlingham. She becomes a director, okay? So now Brenda's team and Liz's team makes up the group wholesale volume for Liz. The people that are on Liz's team that are not under Brenda is still Liz's team, okay? So then Liz has to make sure without Brenda's team that she can still pull off 2,000 wholesale with just the people that are on her team under her directorship. And then with Brenda and her, she has to make sure that she hits the 10,000. Okay. And then if Brenda was a director, she would also have to make 10,000 on her own and have, the wholesale be the 10,000. Okay. When it breaks off, is when I'm trying to give better examples. Liz, do you have another better example? Is that clear or is that confusing?
Hold on, let me get my phone. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, so it is clear, but at the same time confusing. It still confuses me to this day. So basically what Jessica's trying to say is if say I'm the director, right? And then Brenda becomes the director. Brenda's team would need to continue for her to continue being director. Both of us would have to have the 10,000. But for me to continue using Brenda's number, my team, Brenda as us being at the same level, my team without her team's numbers would need to be making the 2,000, correct?
Yes.
So that's the clarification there. So both of you would need to be making the 10,000, but as individual teams, you would need to be making the 2,000. But if you're making the 10,000 all together, more than likely you're going to be making the 2,000, except if you have a small team. Like you say you make the 10,000 with 6 people on your team, which is definitely possible, but it's not sustainable. So for you, you'll probably have to work really hard to make that 2,000 and even to make that 10,000 the following months.
Yes.
So
here's an example right here. Up here, when you're a superstar director or a star director, you see how it says for star, you have to have 2 frontline directors. Okay. And then for superstar, you have to have 4 frontline directors. Now, if 4 people broke off to their own directorship, everybody together has to make 80. So all the directors and myself. But if after 4 people broke off to director, I don't personally still have 10,000 in my own team that I am the director of, there's no director between us, then I wouldn't make that title. Okay. And so as a superstar director, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 qualifications to make my title. Now, what does that mean to make title? Let's go ahead and have a visual. So, I think where's current? Okay. It's the difference is between rank and title. So rank is monthly qualification used to determine your rate of compensation. Now, let's say you promoted to lead this month. You're the brand new consultant. Let's say it's September, you promoted, and this is where you're at, okay? You have to meet those qualifications every single month in order to be paid that way, okay? Now, let's say October comes around. You did your 500, you have your 1 person, but they didn't get active that month. So it's just you selling that month. So you weren't able, because you only sold 500, you weren't able to hit your wholesale volume and your person wasn't active. Or you didn't get your wholesale, but the person was active, but that wasn't enough to get your 1,000 wholesale. So whatever qualification wasn't met, you did not get paid as a lead. What would happen is you would be paid as a certified consultant, meaning you'd be paid off of whatever you sell that month. You would not get a sponsoring bonus. Now, let's say you are a star consultant and you promoted to star in, let's say, October, and you hit all 3 qualifications. But then November came around and your wholesale was only 1,000, or let's say 1,200. You did have 2 people active, but your wholesale did not hit 2,500. So that means you did not qualify to be paid at title, meaning all these qualifications to hit 4% on your wholesale and then an extra 2% on your downline. You would be paid as a lead. So you hit your 1,000 because you got 1,200 in wholesale. You did your 500 and you had your people active, but so you would be paid as a lead, meaning you get 2% on your team and you get 2% off of your personal wholesale volume. So that is why we always should strive to be paid at title, is because we're losing money. It's money you earned and that's there for you. And so if we're not meeting those monthly and striving to grow and constantly bringing people on, because here's the thing, guys, I'm going to take my thing off of share for a second. Every month, the reason why we should be striving for that 2,000 and asking every person that buys from you and hosts with you, if this was something they'd want to do and try, and start making money themselves, because statistically, if you're asking that many people, you're going to get 1 to 2 people. Now, if you have 1 to 2 people coming on every month, you're going to have 1 to 2 people striving for at least 500, right? Which is their shooting star. But what about those people last month? They may think that, oh man, I hit my goal. I'm good. I'm not really that interested in, finding new people. I'm not working this month. So what happens? You have to fill in that volume that you had from that person, because every month on your team, you're going to have different people working and some people not. So we have to be compensating from those people. When they're not working, this person is. When this person's working, they're probably not. Does that make sense? Eventually, as you grow your business, you're going to have people that are growing businesses just like you, and you're going to be able to rely on that volume because they're striving for their own volume. Like they want to hit their goals, so that's going to help you hit your goals. And the reason why you get paid off of them is because you are doing whatever you can to support them to hit their goals. Does that make sense? So let me see what else I have here that let me do the sharing again real fast so you guys can. Now, I was talking to Michael, one of your guys' newest people. Hi, Michael. And I shared with him how important it is to read this startup guide. And the reason why is because it's literally the Scentsy Bible. It's the roadmap to your success. Now, there's a few places where you're going to find your compensation plan. The one I have right here was from Google, because this is the structure it was when I joined. So I understand it better, but what you're going to find is this one in your compensation plan and in the back of every catalog. Okay. So this is your new catalog for September. And so if you flip to page 61, you're going to find the same compensation plan as you find in your startup guide. It's just a little bit bigger in your startup guide. Now, the difference between the one I was showing you is that, okay, so this one, it goes like down and over. This one goes down and over, okay? So here's your essential, 20%. And then, see, I'm not gonna lie, this one's complicated for me because my brain doesn't work this way. So I hope this isn't, so if this doesn't register with you and this one does, we're gonna post this on your page so you guys can work off this. Honestly, I am going to probably make a little stink at home office and really beg them to put it back to this way. It's just so much easier because people read left to right. So I don't know why. I mean, they make changes. They try to make it different, make it new. But honestly, this way is a little bit more confusing for me. I don't know. Maybe it's not for you guys, but the reason why I wanted to share it on this one, because I feel like it's a lot more clear. So this is your monthly qualifications, and this is what you get rewarded for doing it. See, responsibilities and rewards. Down here in your startup guide, right here, is your see, you have a whole thing down. You'll have the whole thing down in no time. For now, let's focus here. So if you're brand new, you're an essential consultant, this is where you want to focus. Your goal should be your 500 in your first 15 days. Set your launch party in your first 10 days. Michael, he just joined a few days ago and he has his party this weekend, which he's on track to do all these perfect things. And he has people already interested in coming to see the product and to learn about it and even possibly join with him. So it's very likely he's going to, you know, knock some titles out of the water in his first month, which is awesome. And then your next, so 500, you knock that out in your first 10 to 15 days, and then you have the rest of the month to get yourself to 1,000. So you're going to get your maximum 25%, unless you are, you know, a go-getter and you really want to strive for that 2,000, which I suggest. It's easier. That's 4 gatherings of 8 to 10 people. If you break it down a week, say if you did 1 a week of getting 8 to 10 people in front of you, that is, and then online orders, bag parties. I strongly suggest one of the biggest mistakes that consultants make is they don't train themselves, you guys. This is gonna, you know, I hope this helps you and you feel a little bit more clear about how it works. But this is just the beginning, understanding how you're gonna make money, but you're gonna need to know all the different strategies of how you can get your business out there. Bag parties, online Facebook parties, you know, on location, going to people's offices and doing a little party, you know, at lunchtime. There's so many different ways. And if you tap into the training calls on the training center, phone calls we have, Zooms, you're going to constantly be fed of all these new ideas for you to grow your business.
Agreed. Totally agreed. And there's so many resources. I mean, obviously there's a bunch of different Facebook pages that you can be a part of and communities that you could be a part of. But Jessica has an awesome team. So, because I'm part of it. So
yeah, that's why.
And so go to the meetings. I mean, I haven't been to a meeting in a while, I'm going to be honest, but it's important for you to at least connect somehow on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis, whatever your schedule allows. I mean, sometimes we don't have time to attend every single meeting that's out there, but find something that we have them all the time at different times of the day. So find something that works for you. All the Tuesday consultant calls that Scentsy puts on the corporate office are recorded and they're available for you through your workstation. So tap into that. I know tons of consultants just freely post stuff on YouTube. You know, tap into that. And if you have any questions or you're not clear if the information is correct, obviously speak to your sponsor, speak to myself, shoot a message to Jessica and say, hey, can you just verify if this is right? Because I just don't want to, you know, mess anything up, whatever. And I mean, I had to do that the other day and for a fundraiser I was doing. And I, you know, even though I've done a fundraiser before 3 other times with the same school, I just caught myself off guard and I needed an answer quickly and Jessica was able to clarify for me. So, I mean, the resources are there, use them, you know, for whatever it is that you need.
You've got so much support, people rooting you on. Liz is right. Our group is amazing. Everybody wants to help each other, cheer each other on, share ideas. This isn't about competition, guys. There's so much business out there. We only have 120,000 consultants that are active in the business in the world. There is so much opportunity, you guys. I mean, I can't even tell you. We're like nearly a dot on the map as far as where we're going to be. So this is the time to jump in, get your business going. People are going to join Scentsy no matter what. You just have to decide if they're going to join with you. That's really what it is. Just think about that. If you know, 1 to 2 people are joining somebody's team every single month, you have to decide, is it going to be with you or with them? And then you don't want to be, you know, kicking yourself in the butt saying, man, I wish I was, you know, sharing the opportunity more often. Because here's the thing. Another thing, a lot of people feel weird about the, you know, being paid off each other and this and that. It's not anything, the same thing, just like any other structure. there's an owner of the business, right? And they get the bulk of the money of the profit that gets sold, and then they pay a portion to their employees, but they get the bulk. In this compensation plan, you get all the, like, there's like the people above you, like Liz and I, we don't get a piece of your pie. Scentsy pays you separately. So a lot of other direct sales companies that are more not so legit, we're a part of the DSA. Our owner is like the president of DSA, like he knows his stuff. So a lot of other compensation plans, they like take commission percentages from the people below to pay the guy up here or the girl up here. That is not like ours. Whatever you do, you get your full commission. And even if I did nothing and if I don't put my 500 in, guys, I don't get paid off of anybody. Okay. So that's thousands and thousands of dollars that I'm losing out on if I'm not working just like you guys and keeping up with my customers and bringing new people on just like you, because people come and go all the time. They find out it's not for them or the season, then we have people come back. So this business can bring you so much joy because you can do fundraisers like Liz is talking about and give back to your community. And because you have that give more than take generosity, which is one of our core values, you could end up benefiting and growing your business because you built a business showing your generosity to the community and they want to support you. And so they're going to refer you to people. They're going to join with you if they join with anybody because you're the one that is showing generosity. So there's so many ways to benefit profit-wise with this business. So definitely dive into your training, learn as much as you can. I've been doing this 8 years. You've been doing this, what, 6 now? 6 years. And we still are training ourselves. We're still tapping into training opportunities so we can continue to learn because our business is constantly changing and new people are coming up with new ideas and new technologies and everything are coming about that it's just endless opportunity. So I really thank you for the time that you've given us. And we really hope that we've answered all your questions. But like Liz said, there's so many YouTube channels out there. If this one didn't help you, type in Scentsy compensation plan. Somebody else may say it in a different way that connects with you better. And if that helps, awesome. So we just want to make sure you know how to utilize this business to work for you to achieve your goals. And we want whatever you want. If you're happy being a hobbyist, then, and as long as you're happy in achieving that goal, then we're happy. We want to show you how to do that. If you want more, we want to do that as well. So we're here to support you.
Thank you. Thanks, Jess, for all that information. I really appreciate you coming on and sharing all your wisdom and wealth of knowledge that you have.
Thank you for having me. I love you all. Thanks, Liz.
Okay, love you too.
Okay.
Bye.